All righty. We got the ADCC semifinals, day 2 here. Awesome stuff. Starting off the show, we have Gordon Ryan versus Roosevelt Souza. I've never heard of this Roosevelt Souza, but you got to go with Gordon Ryan being the favorite here. I got my lunch. Let's see what's going to happen here in this match. So far, I think they're playing some kind of promo. They're just listing off the semifinal matches. They got Felipe Penna versus Nick Rodriguez. That's definitely going to be a good fight. I can't wait to see that one. One of the most exciting fights of the entire card, actually. You know what? I'm going to go and grab a pillow. Why not be comfortable? All right. Got my pillow. Okay. Gabriel Souza doing the classic wrestler kind of warm-up here. The question is, how do you go against Gordon Ryan? That is a tough one. Just based on his wrestling stance and warm-up, maybe you try to outclass him on the takedowns and then get up and run away from him for the rest of the match. All right, let's see. Here they go. They shake hands. Referee's telling them something. And it begins. They slap and bump again. And Gordon pulls guard immediately. Already in X guard, looking for the heel hook, and the guy taps. 5 seconds, the match is over. Unbelievable. Gordon Ryan pulled guard, went straight to X guard or Ashigarami, and gets him in the heel hook 10 seconds into the match. Unbelievable. Classic Gordon Ryan, fuck you style routine here. All right. Felipe Penna and Nick Rodriguez. So far, they are 1 minute into their match. Felipe Penna is on the bottom. And Nicky Rod is looking to pass. You know, Nicky Rod has been making some headway with his Roddy Lock, which is the body lock passing system. But Philippe is really good at using his legs as frames. Felipe Penna doing the classic waving them in routine. Kind of showing how Nicky Rod is playing with a lot of caution in the engagement of Felipe Penna's guard. Which, rightfully so, Philippe has a dangerous guard. Felipe Penna is doing a really good job of not allowing Nicky Rod to get to the Roddy lock or the body lock passing system here, using those legs as good frames. Also, if the person's already supine, where they're flat on their back, you can't lock your hands around their hips. So it's very apparent how aware Felipe Penna is of him going from supine to seated, and how that could be Nicky Rod's time for him to put in his body lock passing, which Nicky Rod attempts. He tries to get an underhook, but again, Felipe's ability to frame with his legs is great, and he's not going to allow Nicky Rod to have his body lock pass. One of my jiu-jitsu professors told me once, jiu-jitsu is a game of what you're willing to accept. And you see this here in the match of Felipe Penna versus Nicky Rod. Both of these guys extremely hard to submit. You got 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in the match. At the 5-minute mark, there will be points. So let's see how in 15 seconds the match might change when there's points involved. And points. Nicky Rod working on his knees now. Oh, and he connects his hands underneath Felipe Penna. Good stuff here from Nicky Rod. Philippe pummeling back in underhooks and really pushing aggressively on Nicky Rod's face and gets his legs back in front. Philippe's guard is so good. Looks like he's transitioning to never mind. It looks like he was thinking about close guard for a second there, but he didn't go for it fully. Nicky Rod wants this kind of position where one leg is in and one leg is out. It's much easier to get your passing going like that. But Felipe Penna is just really good with his frames and doesn't allow Nicky Rod to get going on that body lock system. And Felipe is waving Nicky Rod in, encouraging Nicky Rod to engage with and pass his guard. Oh, and Nicky Rod gets a top half guard here. Wow. Looks like Nicky Rod passed Felipe Penna's guard. Amazing. He gets the points for it. Wow. This is big. This sets up the final. The winner of this match is going to be fighting in the finals of the ADCC. So you're going to see a much more aggressive Felipe Penna here to try to make up this 3-point deficit. And Nicky Rod is a really tough guy to score on. I would not be surprised if this match ends 3-0 for Nicky Rod now. A Nicky Rod versus Gordon final would be just as interesting to me as a Gordon versus Philippe final. Looks like the referee is warning Nicky Rod on the stalling call. No official penalties yet, but you can tell Nicky Rod has kind of changed the pacing here. And Nicky Rod's also an expert at hand fighting, what to do in the beginning of the fight to get an advantage. And this is a tricky situation for Philippe, where what are you going to do? Are you going to play guard? You just got your guard passed. Or are you going to stand and wrestle with Nicky Rod? Very bad place for Penna to be. Looks for an arm drag, inside trip. Classic little Marcelo Garcia style takedown. 1 minute, 10 seconds left here. Nicky Rod's getting warned again by the referee. Part of the difficulty here is even if Felipe Pena could take Nicky Rod down, it would only be 2 points. He has to take him down and pass his guard. So I don't know why he's necessarily going with this strategy. Felipe Pena offering up a single leg just to get something going here. Philippe on a guillotine. Nicky Rod escapes. And Nicky Rod really doing a lot of negative engagement here. Nicky Rod, 20 seconds left, and he wins this match. Unbelievable. The referee doing this more aggressively than I've ever seen anybody do this in my entire life. They might give him a couple seconds back. If Felipe Pena can't pull off a miracle in these next 10 seconds, Nicky Rod is in the finals. Wow. Nicky Rod wins. Takes his rash guard off in classic Nicky Rod style. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So Nicky Rod versus Gordon is your final match. Man, Nicky Rod is a tough puzzle to solve, man. If a couple of my friends are wrestlers, I'm a jiu-jitsu coach, and what I would do to get them really good fast is I would show them really good guard passing. I get them really able to pass the guard, and I give them really good finishing ability on the back, just like Nicky Rod has, and it becomes a tough problem. Gordon Ryan will have to find a way with Nicky Rod and Andre Galvao now to be able to win the top position. I mean, there's always a chance that Gordon can go and try to leg lock Nicky Rod. Here we have Caden. Craig Jones versus Nicholas Marigolli. Can't wait to see this match. I might be most excited for this match in the entire tournament. But there's this element of there's this element of top position where Andre Galvao versus Gordon and Nicky Rod versus Gordon are not going to want to allow Gordon Ryan on top. If you allow Gordon Ryan on top, his guard passing is going to be ridiculous, and he will probably win for sure. So Gordon Ryan has two tough matches ahead of him as far as the interplay of top position. So it'll be interesting to see how that transpires. Here we got Craig Jones versus Nicholas Marigolli came into this match saying that he would destroy Craig Jones. And Craig Jones has been looking so savage with his submissions lately. He won his first match in like 13 seconds with a nice Udigatami, which is an arm lock. Really, really good stuff. But Nicholas Marigolli is the absolute champion of the world. So who knows what's going to happen? I'll tell you, Craig Jones was so slick with those submissions. Oh, my goodness. That Udigatami arm lock on the outside of the arm there. So savage. Craig uses it as a dilemma between he's going to either get the arm lock or they're going to pull away. And when they pull away, it gives Craig entry into his half guard situation. So it's a submission with a distance play dilemma. But sometimes the submission lands like it did in Craig's first round match. Here we see Craig Jones and Nicholas Marigolli take the mat and begin. They shake hands. Let's see. Craig Jones instantly pulls guard here and instantly looking for a leg. A good strategy against Marigolli. Looking for the 50-50 guard. Marigolli kicks out very aggressively there. Craig Jones clearly looking to want to be the guard player in this exchange. Very, very aggressive jiu-jitsu right now. Very aggressive. Craig Jones looking for a false reap. Oh, beautiful into the cross ashigarami. And Nicholas Marigolli is rolling out like crazy. And Craig Jones uses it to take top position. Excellent strategy here from Craig Jones. Craig looking to get headquarters position, and he does. Nicholas Marigolli looking to pummel his legs back and get back into some sort of guard here using his De La Riva and his inverted De La Riva. Try to off-balance Craig, and he gets underneath Craig's base and goes into X guard here. Craig seems to be attacking the foot. And now Nicholas Marigolli comes on top. Interesting kind of scramble here and a play between the traditional X guard in the gi that Nicholas Marigolli has and the ashigarami entanglements that Craig Jones has. And really intense guard passing you see here from Nicholas Marigolli. Craig Jones using it as an attempted entry into a heel hook here. And Nicholas escapes. Very nice. Very nice stuff. 8 minutes left. Crazy exchanges here. Nicholas Marigolli now using his head to help him pass. Really trying to fill the inside space. But Craig has such a hard guard to pass when he really doesn't want you to pass. I don't know if anyone in the world can pass. We shall see here, I guess. Doesn't get much better than Nicholas Marigolli. Oh, Craig looking for a triangle here. Craig in the triangle situation. This is bad news for Marigolli. Oh, Marigolli escapes and he pushes him out of the ring. Great stuff here. 7 minutes, 33 seconds. Score is 0-0. They're not in the points section yet, but man, a lot of jiu-jitsu has happened already. And then on the other side of the bracket, you have Caden Duarte versus Rafael Lovato Jr., which is another wild fight as well. But I'm a little bit more interested in Craig Jones versus Nicholas Marigolli right now, which is an absolutely bonkers fight. They're both wrestling from the standing position now, looking for their collar ties. It looks like Nicholas Marigolli has a bit of a leg up in the collar tie situation. You saw him use beautiful hand fighting to get to an underhook to be able to throw Rafael Lovato Jr., actually, who's fighting on the other mat, in a Uchimata takedown. And neither of these guys are any slouch, though. They've seen a lot of different looks. They've seen a lot of different jiu-jitsu. Marigolli looking for a foot sweep, and it seems that Marigolli is a bit ahead on the takedown exchanges here. Six minutes left in this match. I think both fighters want to be on top in this situation. They feel that they would have an advantage from there. But let's see. The referee says you got to get going. You got to get working. There's been lots of collar ties here in the standing position. 30 seconds left until points. And Marigolli sits down. Craig Jones instantly in a headquarters type position. And it's really amazing Marigolli's ability to take the foot off of the floor and really work some off balancing from the headquarters type position. And boom, Marigolli uses as a beautiful entry into X guard here and is probably going to look to sweep in this points period. He's looking to bring both of Craig's legs together, grab both of Craig's legs, and send his hips backwards, which is a classic X guard sweep. Craig realizes this and starts defending, and Craig is able to pummel his leg out of X guard. Beautiful stuff here. And Marigolli pulls closed guard. Beautiful work there with the De La Riva guard, too, to off-balance Craig and get him going into the closed guard. You know, when you get to a high level, it's not even easy to put someone in closed guard. You have to set it up, and that's exactly what Marigolli did here. Still 0-0. This might be one of those matches where it's very, very difficult to score. Marigolli has a bit of an angle, and it's gone. Craig stands up, back into a headquarters position. And Marigolli beautifully using this to pummel his way back into X guard. And, oh my goodness, beautiful stuff here. Beautiful guard play from Marigolli. He looked to come up on a takedown. Craig was aware of it. And Craig's really having trouble here and making some progress in passing this guard. Marigolli being able to use his hooks effectively in his deep De La Riva hook kind of game to off balance and move Craig around. Still 0-0 here with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. but a great match so far. Looking at the other man, it looks like Caden Duarte and Lovato are both at 0-0 still as well. I saw Lovato beautifully using the reverse body lock yesterday. A technique that I'll have to look at again. Marigolli here looking to scoop up a leg on Craig Jones. This is kind of a vulnerable position for Craig. Craig pummels his leg out. Now Marigolli tries on the other leg. Marigolli looking for that tiny, subtle sense of advantage here. Craig looking for a guillotine. They stand up, and Marigolli's on a single leg. Marigolli trying to finish this single leg, but Craig's defense looks immaculate. And he lets the leg go. 1 minute, 20 seconds left, still 0-0. It's very close here, neck and neck. One minute left. $50 seconds left. Both still doing hand ties and collar ties in the standing position. Evan says, when is Gordon Ryan up? Evan, Gordon Ryan already fought. His whole fight was about 5 seconds. He instantly pulled guard and heel hooked the guy. Craig Jones in on a shot. 27 seconds left. Yeah, both of these guys are just so hard to score on. You know, in ADCCs in the past, I saw so many more 0-0 scores. And in this ADCC, I've been surprised to see how many matches are high-scoring matches. And that's the end of the first round. Here they go into overtime now. Overtime will be a 5-minute round. And I believe if the overtime doesn't score anything, then it will be a referee's decision. And I believe how the overtime works is the person who could score the most points and get the points on the board in that 5-minute time slot will be the one who wins. Both of these guys fighting hard, fighting aggressively here. This is Craig Jones' most aggressive, longest match of the entire tournament. He's just gone out and submitted people in every match. There seems to be this exchange, too, of an overhook to an underhook on the body. And it's quite an interesting exchange because both players have a very good hare goshi, which is the counter hip throw in the standing position. And you've seen Marigolli hit Uchimata, which is the one who has the underhook to throw them, and then the hare goshi is the one commonly done with the overhook. Marigolli snatches up a single leg. Craig Jones pulls out of it. 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. And it looks like Caden and Rafael Lovato Jr. are in their overtime as well. Again, this overhook, underhook type situation. I think both are a little bit afraid of committing too much on the hip throw there because something like that could decide the match. Screen's a little bit paused here. Trying to reload. 3 minutes left here. There we go. We're back online. Still 0-0, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in this overtime round. Both guys are looking a bit physically exhausted here. Marigolli picks up another leg. You know, the result a lot of times, if it's a 0-0 score, is who initiated most of the aggression. That's who the decision goes to. And it's looking to me like Nicholas Marigolli has initiated more of the aggression, especially with the takedown attempts. The problem is, too, though, Craig Jones is one of the best counter fighters in the world. So you sort of want Marigolli to pick up a single leg so Craig can work his counters. But that doesn't play very well into the rule set of ADCC. 1 minute, 44 seconds here, still 0-0. If I was Craig, I would pull guard here. Oh, Craig in on a double leg. Craig gets the double leg. Oh, man. Marigolli scrambles, and he's out. Wow. That was really close. They're so sweaty and slippery at this point, too, though. It's hard to say. Joshua, hey, Professor, thank you for the commentary. Not perfect scoring system. Always something to game. Yes, Joshua. Thank you for joining the stream, and I agree, you're right. Thank you for commenting and everything. 1 minute left, 0-0. It might have to go to a referee's decision here. Thank you so much, Joshua, for commenting and being a fan of the channel. Joshua just got 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. I'm so happy and proud of him. We got another single leg situation here from Marigolli into a front headlock from Craig Jones. And still nothing on the board, 0-0 with 30 seconds left here. Another single leg attempt from Nicholas Marigolli. I think these are really going to weigh heavy in the judge's favor. Craig Jones attempted another double leg. The double leg Craig attempted, though, is going to give him major points because it was very close to a score. So it's really anybody's match with 3 seconds left. There's no way anyone could finish the other guy in that time, and it's over. Wow. Okay. So looks like they're going to go to a referee's decision. That is a razor close match. So the referees have a tough job ahead of them. They're showing some replays where Craig was in deep on a leg. All right. Craig Jones gets the victory. Wow. It must have been that final double leg at the end, and a great show of respect from both athletes. Beautiful stuff here. On the other mat, let's see who won on the other mat. Wow, they're showing some powerful takedowns here from Caden, and Caden won. So it puts Caden and Craig Jones in the finals for an epic battle in the finals of the ADCC. So you have for plus 99 kilograms, it's going to be Gordon Ryan versus Nicky Rod. And then in the minus 99 kilogram, it's going to be Caden Duarte versus Craig Jones. Now, what's crazy is for 66 kilograms, for 77 kilograms, and for 88 kilograms, every number one seed has been eliminated in the tournament. So they're really open divisions. How old is Junior? Mad respect for the master, still mixing it up. Yes, Rafael Lovato Jr., I think he's in his 40s. Let me see. I'm going to look it up for you, Joshua. Rafael Lovato Jr. age. He's 39 years old. But yes, huge respect for Rafael Lovato. Jiu-jitsu is powerful, you know. You could do it into a very late age. The Grandmaster Helio was training on the mat in his 90s, and you could still be competitive with the best through the power of jiu-jitsu, like Lovato and like Cyborg, who are into their 40s, and like Glover, who's the champion of who was previously the champion of the UFC, in his 40s as well. So it seems to be that there is a bit of a revolution too in the age of a prime athlete, where all of the UFC champions, I think with the exception of the light heavyweight division, are in their mid-30s. So now we have Giancarlo Bodini versus Egan O'Flanagan. And O'Flanagan had really two impressive matches. The first one where he beat Jean-G Ribeiro. And the second one, what was the second one? Oh, where he heel hooked Mason Fowler. So O'Flanagan has been having a great tournament, but so has Giancarlo. Giancarlo is one of Danaher's students. I watch him all the time in Danaher's instructionals, and it looks like he picked up a thing or two from those instructionals. He did a beautiful triangle, also known as an ankle senkaku, to defeat Matheus Diniz, who is the former 88 kilogram champion and the reigning champion of that division. Giancarlo pulled off a beautiful transition from armbar into ankle senkaku, or ankle triangle. And at that angle of the ankle triangle, when you grab the second arm like Giancarlo did, the triangle gets really tight really fast, and Matheus Diniz was forced to tap. A really great match, and one to study for sure. In my Submission Land instructional, I go over the ankle triangle and how powerful of a tool it is, because from that particular angle, you not only can grab the second arm and finish the triangle, but you can finish the arm as well. And you can't get stacked in the traditional way that a triangle is normally done. So you see a bit of a change in the way a lot of triangles are done in recent time, and the ankle triangle is a great adaptation to that, which Giancarlo used beautifully in his match against Matheus Diniz. And they're shaking hands here. Giancarlo might become the champion of the 88 kilogram division. We will see. First, he's got to get through this O'Flanagan. Excuse me. O'Flanagan pulls guard instantly, where you could tell, as with his other matches, that O'Flanagan is a very dynamic guard player, a very dangerous guard, and you expect him to use that in this match against G. Looks like O'Flanagan is looking for some false reap transitions here to go around Giancarlo's legs. Giancarlo looking to pummel his legs back into the inside position, a smart move for Giancarlo. O'Flanagan, though, is aware of what he's doing. If you pummel your legs into the inside position, you cut down on the ability of your opponent to go into leg locks. Even though you want to split the legs to pass, it is a available entry into this false reap. So a lot of times it's about creating a situation where I'm able to pass from a position that my opponent is not strong in. For example, like what Giancarlo is doing now, where he's looking to come over the top and looking to do some reverse body lock or north-south passing, but O'Flanagan inverts and captures a leg in on with it. Giancarlo looking to defend this leg lock, though. Will he transition to try to take the back in this situation? Giancarlo looks really safe in this leg lock transition. Training with the new wave guys, beautiful back step out of the leg lock. Training with the new wave guys will make your leg defense really, really good. Giancarlo really putting the pressure on and trying to make O'Flanagan suffer here. And Giancarlo doing a technique that's really cool where, O'Flanagan on a leg lock here. Giancarlo was lifting the head up of O'Flanagan, which cuts down on your ability to invert. Oh, wow. Giancarlo finishes with an Estima lock on O'Flanagan here and submits O'Flanagan while O'Flanagan had Giancarlo in a leg entanglement. Wow. Unexpected. Another great performance here from Giancarlo in this ADCC. Seems a bit unstoppable. And like I said, Giancarlo looks like he's on the path. He's definitely in the finals for the 88 kilogram division. On the other side, we have Lucas Barbosa Hulk versus Wagner Hosha, two really tough guys. Wagner is another one of those guys in his 40s, still competing at the highest level in the Masters division. We got 7 minutes left in this fight. Now, these guys are much better at the middle game, such as the guard playing and guard passing position, and don't have the same exact submission cleanliness or submission expertise as a Gordon or a Craig. But you see them, they will battle a lot more times in the points scoring positions because they are mainly point fighters. What did Joshua say? Joshua says, wow, it gives me hope at 49 against the young guns at the gym. Yes, Joshua is one of the students at Gracie Baja Orlando where I go and train, and Joshua's got awesome jiu-jitsu. Always like talking with him and hanging out with that guy. And here we are. We got 5 minutes, 52 seconds left. A lot of these guys are great tacticians in the Lucas Hulk Barbosa match and the Wagner Hosha match. And sometimes they will elect a different strategy in the points time period versus the non-points time period. The points time period, of course, coming in at the 5 minute mark and currently is at 5 minutes and 30 seconds in this match. Not too much going on in this position. Wagner Hosha has sort of a knee shield right here. And officially we are in the points category. Let's see if this changes the dynamic of the match at all. Lucas Hulk Barbosa looking to do some more standing passing, looking to go from the outside and to try to go around and pass Wagner's guard. Wagner looking to keep him in between his legs. Wagner known as one of the roughest and toughest competitors out there. Known for having mean grips, mean angles, mean techniques, mean transitions, and overall just being mean. If you guys are watching and you're enjoying the show, throw something in the comments. I respond to virtually every comment. And we could throw something in the chat. If you want any updates of the ADCC, please let me know. I'm happy to give you any updates as well. 4 minutes left in this match. Something tells me that not a lot of points or scores are going to happen in this match, but I do have to blow my nose. Next, after this, we're going to have the 77 kilogram division semifinals. And if you see here, if you're watching this match live, look at how Wagner really has this connection of elbow and knee, which is a absolute cornerstone of being able to retain and have your guard. Lucas Hulk Barboza here on a body lock, looking to take the back of Wagner Hosha. Wagner Hosha trying to defend now from the turtle position, and Barboza is close here. Has a double underhook grip here, but Wagner is really defending the hook on that left side. Wagner looking to have this bent over posture and to shake Barboza off of the top, but it's difficult when Barboza has the double underhooks. It looks like Wagner's going to get the shake off here. Oh no, and they flip through, they transition. Oof. And Lucas Holt Barboza is still on the back of Wagner Hosha. Dying to get that second hook in. Oh, does he? It's very close. It's as close as it could get. One thing that you got to be aware of in this turtle position is not to have your head too low or you'll get shaken over the top. Also, to have the double underhooks that Lucas Holt Barboza has, really is a great method to stop the person from being able to shake you off the top. If Barboza can get this second hook in, he could win this entire match. But Wagner really staying disciplined here and not allowing that second hook. The problem is, I was watching some of Lucas Holt Barboza's rear naked choke attempts yesterday, and who am I to say this, but they were terrible. Really bad finishing from Lucas Holt Barboza in being able to get the strangle. Sorry, there's a bit of a commercial break there. Oh, but here we go, where Lucas Holt Barboza has to threaten the strangle a little bit for Wagner to be able to defend the strangle. Then once Wagner defends the strangle, it opens up the space for Hulk to put his hooks in. Up, and Wagner is able to shake Hulk off the top, and they end back up in the closed guard here. Lucas Holt Barboza in the bottom of the closed guard, and a very good chance this one will go to the overtime. Five seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and time. They're going to start standing again for this overtime round. In the standing position, I give the slight advantage to Lucas Holt Barboza. Lucas Holt Barboza looking to take his rash guard off, and you see Wagner complaining about this, and the referee makes Lucas Holt Barboza put his rash guard back on. Wow, interesting. When you're just skin on skin, there is way more of a tendency for things to slip off and move around. So Wagner didn't want a slippery situation. He wanted he wants the ability to have more friction on Barboza, which makes sense. There's always the question, even in no gi, how the clothing plays a factor and a role in the match. Just a bit of a fun fact, in the initial ADCCs, and I believe this is actually still the rule, you could wear whatever you want. So in the first couple ADCCs, some guys would show up in their uniform, in their gi. And even though it was a no-gi submission grappling tournament, you could wear whatever you want. So people showed up in a full gi. And then a couple people got collar choked and were had the gi used against them, and then everybody stopped wearing the gi. And I believe it is still the rule, as far as I know, unless they changed it, that you could wear whatever you want. A lot of hand fighting and scrapping going on here. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Barboza Wagner style here, where chances are very good that this is going to be a referee's decision. All right, pardon me for 1 second. I'm going to blow my nose. We got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this referee's decision. All right. We got 5 people still watching. Thank you for the 5 people that are still watching. Can you believe that it's still 0-0 and nobody has scored a point while I was gone? Those are my updates, and this is my lunch. Lucas Barboza looking to do some heavy collar ties and snapping down the head of Wagner. If I had to give this to one person, it would be Barboza, because he was close to taking the back on Wagner in this match. And that was really the only significant thing That happened. Lucas Hulk is on a single leg now. Wagner looking to go Kimura. Oh, man. And Wagner kicks Lucas Hulk Barboza in the face. Finally, something interesting. So the scramble was that Lucas Hulk Barboza went in on a single leg. Wagner wrapped up a Kimura trap and was trying to follow Lucas Hulk Barboza through on the Kimura trap. We're showing the replay of it here. I wonder if they're going to DQ Wagner for that. They were showing another thing that looked very close to Wagner kicking him in the face. Barboza really selling this here. And they're going to continue. 45 seconds left. And Wagner looking to try to capitalize. Coming with a strong underhook and try to take him down. Take advantage of Barboza's weakened state and the fact that there's only 37 seconds left. Wagner in on a double leg here. Very interesting. Wagner looks to try to pull him out of bounds. Wow. And looks to try to attack the turtle here. This kick in the face is the best thing that happened for Wagner this whole time. Joshua says, thank you for the in-depth comments. It is my pleasure. But now there's a bit of an interesting dynamic in this match where Lucas Barboza is clearly not the same from this kick to the face. And Wagner is coming at him like a bear on steroids. And they're going to give Wagner the position of being close to Lucas's back here. If Wagner can put another hook in, he will win this match. Up until this moment, I had Lucas Hulk Barboza winning this match. But as of right now, it's really, really close. 9 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wagner not able to secure the back here. But as I said, who could have possibly guessed it? They're going to a referee's decision with the score being 0-0. Now, I think a major question is, how do you score the head kick of Wagner? Does the head kick help him in the score, or does it not help him? Because Wagner's best moments of the whole match was right after he kicked Barboza in the face. Wagner's known as being a dirty fighter, and it's true. It is the case. A lot of people say, oh, no, he just is mean and aggressive. All right, let's see who wins. Lucas Hulk Barboza wins. Very nice. I agree. I think he deserved to win, and I think the kick in the head will count against him. They're showing some replays here of the match. Beautiful little foot sweep there from Lucas Hulk Barboza. All right. Thank God we got another match here. Barge versus Cade Rotolo. Now, this is a crazy match because Barge had the craziest upset in all of this entire ADCC, where he beat the two-time reigning champion, JT Torres. And not only was JT Torres the champion, but he had no points scored against him in the last two ADCCs as well. So Barge won 4-0. In his last match against JT Torres. Yet, on the other hand, Cade Rotolo is an absolute monster. And one of the new up-and-coming champions of Jiu-Jitsu. So you can never count Cade out. In a lot of ways, Barge is Eddie Bravo's student, and he did what Eddie Bravo did all those years ago, where Eddie Bravo did a huge upset where he was able to defeat Hoyler Gracie in the ADCC. And that really cemented his legacy and brought him into modern-day fame, while Barge, Eddie Bravo's student, did the same thing in upsetting JT Torres, who was the two-time reigning champion. So here they go. Barge versus Cade Rotolo. They're both mat side, waiting for the referee to call them in. It should be an interesting match. Both guys strong here in the standing position, but Barge has a wrestling background, and that has served him extremely well in this tournament. I'm going to turn the AC on because it's getting hot in here. All right, both fighters are in the center of the mat. And they are, is that Dante Leon versus Mika Galvao on the other mat? Oof. What do you watch? All right, I'm going to pop over and see what's going on with Mika Galvao. All right. Mika Galvao and Dante Leon. Dante on a guillotine here. Mika Galvao uses the transitions, goes to side control. I'm going to stick with the Dante Leon versus Mika Galvao match because Mika's submissions are so fast. Joshua says, Mika, gee, that's enough for me. I'll stick on Mika Galvao. He did a seminar at Gracie Baja Orlando where Joshua and I train. But Dante Leon is no slouch. These guys had a match not too long ago where it was basically neck and neck. Nobody really had won the match. Maybe Mika Galvao dominated, but there was no submission either way. Dante is just a difficult guy to submit. Oh, beautiful back attack here from Mika Galvao. Looking to roll through, take the back. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Oof, and gets the back. Dante Leon traps a foot here. Mika Galvao shakes his head and winks to his corner like, don't worry, guys, I got this. Now, this is a bit of an interesting position because it's almost as if Mika Galvao has the back, and at the same time, it's almost as if Dante has like a deep half guard right here. So a lot is predicated right now on, can Mika Galvao get his foot free? If Mika can get his foot free from this half guard, up, he starts to get the foot free. Dante goes to try to turtle, and Dante's out. Very nice stuff. Dante back to a knee shield half guard here. And you see Mika has his right wrist wrapped way up in this fight. Mika would be ahead, even though there's no score in this part. It's no score for the first 5 minutes, and then for the second 5 minutes, it is a points round, and then the overtime rounds are points rounds as well. Right now, not a lot happening in the half guard of Dante Leon. He's just got this knee shield. Let's quickly switch over to see Cade and PJ Barge. They're both wrestling in the standing position. That makes sense to me. All right, back to Mika Galvao, still stuck in the half guard. Okay. Mika Galvao, beautiful step out of the knee shield to look to go to a leg drag. Dante reads it nice and early and is able to retain his guard. Mika Galvao beautifully connecting to the head and to the upper body here. One of the main ideas or facets of being able to pass the guard is you really want to be able to make contact and control the upper body. I was talking with my professor once. I was really starting to get guard passing down, and I was like, they shouldn't call it passing the guard. They should call it connecting to the upper body. And if you think about it, side control, really all you've done is you've connected to the upper body. Even the mount, your legs are in good position, but you've connected to the upper body. And all the positions that you're going for really require you to connect to the upper body. So having the strategy of connecting to the upper body first while you're passing and then pummeling your legs through is always a good strategy when you are passing. And that's what you see Mika Galvao attempting to do here on the guard of Dante Leon. Dante looking for a twister hook transition here, and Mika Galvao looking to switch it on him. We just ended up in the points period, so I wonder if that will count as some sort of sweep. Very complicated transition there. It doesn't look like they're scoring any points on the board for this. Dante looking to try to get into X guard. Mika Galvao shuts it down, gets back into the knee shield half guard. Beautiful stuff here from both guys. You know, a lot of times, like when I see guys fighting Mika Galvao, they really try to like take the fight to Mika Galvao, and Dante is not doing that. Dante is like being very precise, having his correct frames, and trying to do the right thing. And I feel that the way that Dante is fighting Mika Galvao now is the way that you have to fight him. If you get a situation like the Rotolo brothers when they tried to fight Mika Galvao, it ended up that they lost. Up Dante on an arm lock here, and Mika Galvao escapes. Dante looking for a leg lock as well. Kind of a K guard entry into a leg entanglement there for Dante, but Mika Galvao sees it way early. But as I was saying, you have to be patient, and you have to you have to allow Mika Galvao to come to you, because Mika is great at being a good counter fighter and using your own aggression against you. But right now, Mika is definitely trying to pour on the aggression himself, doing some aggressive side-to-side passing here. And you see Dante going for these subtle off balances where you pump, you kip, and you're able to use the kip to make more space in between each time when you are moving or off balancing, which is a technique used in a lot of places, but Dante is using it in creative positions and transitions to serve him well against Mika Galvão. Mika really close on the pass here, really had a good upper body connection and was close to passing the legs, but just by the hair on Dante's chinny chin chin, he does not allow the guard pass. They are in a classic battle right now where Dante has a reverse De La Hiva to Mika's knee cut, and you see a big transition, a big battle for the wrist control, which is a big fight in that position. Whoever gets wrist control has several options that they could do from there. Mika looking to go with a heavy knee again. And Dante has a reverse De La Hiva guard on Bjjfanatics that I watched and is a good DVD. So they seem to stalemate each other here in this position. And Mika transitions to a half guard. But he has no underhook. So you need to be able to get the underhook back and pass from this half guard. But as I said, it's positions like this where Mika Galvão will connect to the upper body and then look to try to pass the legs. And Dante Leon comes back, tries a leg attack here. And Mika is able to turn and roll out of it. A 0-0 score here. I'm seeing on the other mat a referee raising Cade Rotolo's hand. I wonder how that went. Man, what a great match for Dante Leon here. And if Dante is able to pull off the upset and beat Mika Galvão, what a great feather in his cap for his career. Herb Ital Bivor says, "Is the gi dead?" Well, Herb, I hope not. I'm a lover of the gi. As long as I'm alive, I will still be doing jiu-jitsu in the gi, and I'm a big fan of the gi. Here we are in our first overtime round between Mika Galvão and Dante Leon. Mika in on a takedown here. Can he secure it? Nope. In this ADCC scoring rule set, you are not, the funny thing is you're not actually scored for your takedowns. You're scored on your ability to hold someone down after the takedown. And not enough emphasis is put in training on controlling someone for 3 seconds on the ground after the takedown. So that's something to keep in mind or consider if you're looking to compete. Oh, another beautiful takedown attempt here from Mika Galvão into a front headlock situation from Dante. Beautiful stuff here from Dante. Mika rolls out right at the same time. Crazy scrambling here, and Mika ends on top. Wow. This might be another final. Oh, Mika Galvão with the 2 points for the takedown from that scramble. That's going to be a difficult deficit to make up for if you're Dante Leon. And it looks like a Mika Galvao and Rotolo collision course, just like how it was at the World Championships in the gi. Here they are. Doing the same thing, no gi. Mika Galvao doing the worst job I've ever seen of pretending like you're moving. Just doing this on Dante Leon's knee. So, bad place to be here for Dante, where you have to engage and really go for it on Mika Galvao, and that's Mika Galvao's biggest strong suit. Mika's just so hard to score on, too. Two minutes, 35 seconds left here. If anyone is watching that has an update of how the Rotolo PJ Barge match went, please throw it in the comments. I'd like to know. Mika Galvao in a headquarters position here, attempts the knee cut. 2 minutes left. Chris John Deru says, tie arm lock PJ. Very good. Thank you for the update, Chris. Really appreciate it. If you can, tell me how the arm lock happened. Was it a straight arm lock? Oh, heel hook attempt here from Dante Leon. 1 minute, 36 seconds left. If it was one of those Urigatamis that Craig Jones did, if it was a standard armbar on the back or upside down or what. Dante in on a serious double leg takedown. Mika Galvao has to give his back to defend. Dante's looking here to put his hooks in. If Dante's got one hook, if Dante could put the second hook in, oh, Mika Galvao turns in. Whew. Dante Leon was one hook away from an upset victory here. Oh, but that's right. Dante Leon did a takedown, so it's 2-2. It's 2-2. Looking like it's going to be a ref's decision again. Dante Leon with a big smile on his face. It's not over yet, though. 37 seconds left in this match. This is a razor close match. Dante Leon in a pretty good half guard position or body lock position here. Excuse me. I doubt he'll be able to pass Mika's guard with it, but against a normal person, he would probably pass. 12 seconds left. This will probably have to go to the judges, and it's a bit of a toss-up as far as who. What? They took back Dante Leon's points? What? What happened there? Well, I guess Mika Galvao got the victory regardless. They felt Dante was stalling or something, and they took away his points. I don't know. I'm not able to have the sound on, or they will copyright me. So if anyone knows what happened, why they took away Dante's 2 points, please let me know. It's looking like it will be a Mika Galvao and Rotolo matchup in the finals, though, of this ADCC. And Herb, no, the gi is not dead. This was the same matchup in the gi in the finals not too long ago. All right, off to 66 kilogram. 66 kilogram kills because Gary Tonin had one of the worst performances I've ever seen Gary Tonin ever have. He just got destroyed by a nobody. Well, maybe not destroyed, but he was just effing around in the match. Okay. So we got Joshua Cisneros versus Diego Reese. Got some Tic Tacs after lunch. Tic Tacs. This is a show sponsored by Tic Tacs. No, just kidding. If it was, I'd be a lot more rich. Okay. You know, talking to yourself here for an hour and a half makes you go a little bit crazy. But I put the title of this stream the semifinals, right? So I guess I'm going to have to deliver on the semifinals. Now, I believe Diogo Reese is, I think he's the guy that they call Baby Shark. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what his nickname is. I think he's from Mika Galvao's camp. But they are yet to fight. All right, let's see here. Give me something. Give me a fight. So if you're watching the stream, let me know in the comments who you have for the finals. We got Gordon Ryan versus Nicky Rod, a very compelling, exciting finals match. We have Craig Jones versus Caden Duarte, another compelling, exciting finals match. And then we have Giancarlo versus Lucas Hulk Barboza. And then we have Mika Galvao versus, I think it's Cade Rotolo. All right, we're underway here. We got Diego Patel versus Gabriel Souza. This is a representative of Dream Art. Both of these guys from Brazil. Interesting De La Riva guard situation here from the Dream Art guy. Let's see. Joshua says he's got Ryan, Jones, Hulk, and Galvao. And then he says, did the women already go? No, I don't believe they have gone yet. No. All right. So a lot of lightweight transitions here, super fast, super explosive, super with super speed. I believe Gabriel Souza is the guy in blue. Yes, he's the guy in blue. And then Diego Patel is in white with the red band on his ankle. Both of these guys are making their waves in the tournament and grappling scene. But I really don't have a knowledge of either of these guys. Let's see Joshua Cisneros versus Diego Reese. By the way, Joshua, that was a good prediction. I guess I got to go Gordon Ryan too. I'm going to go Caden Duarte, just with the superior wrestling. You know, I want Giancarlo to win in my heart, but I'm thinking there's probably a better chance that Hulk wins. They've had some battles in the past. That's a really tough one. You know, I'm going to go Giancarlo just because he's been having a great tournament so far. He looks better than he's ever looked. And then I also have Mika Galvao in the 77 kilogram division. Ooh, Baby Shark here on a beautiful takedown. He clears the collar tie, and successfully achieving takedowns are a lot about really messing with the guy's hands. So if you're able to send his hands up and get in the space of where his hands used to be, then you have good ability to take someone down. And that's what you saw here with Baby Shark. Joshua, Joshua says, how can you go wrong with a name like Hulk? You know, I agree, but I'm just not a huge fan of Hulk's style. I like to see effortless jiu-jitsu, and Hulk is all about the strength, you know? But Joshua, can you tell me if Diogo Reese is Baby Shark? I think he is, but I'm not too hip on the nicknames here. I know you made reference to him the other day. Let's see. What does he say? LOL agreed. Joshua says, I think so. I think it is him as well. Pretty sure. I'm the same as you. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Well, we got about 5 minutes left in these matches here. I gotta say, these guys are not the biggest name guys. I guess Baby Shark is becoming a bit of a name, and the fact that you're a part of like Mika Galvao's camp. But oh, interesting little ankle pick there on Baby Shark. Baby Shark tries to pull out, and as he tries to pull out, the momentum of pulling out of the ankle pick. Oh, a nice K guard transition there. Looking for some leg attacks, defended by Joshua Cisneros. Diogo Reese is Baby Shark. Yes. Baby Shark looking for a heel hook here. Cisneros, Joshua Cisneros does the right thing. A great idea when you are getting leg attacked is to stand up on the legs. If you're standing on the legs, it's really hard to break them. And Joshua Cisneros goes for a Berimbolo attack off of the leg lock exchange, but Diego Reese's Baby Shark is very wise to it. You know, that is one of the most common transitions that you've seen in this ADCC, where the leg attack versus the Berimbolo is a really, really great conversation that's had between a lot of these grapplers. I have an instructional, it's in the description, on the twister hook, which is the primary method of being able to get the Berimbolo. And I have a whole section in there on how to convert leg locking positions into back attacks, where you're able to take the leg lock and transform it into a back attack. Beautiful double leg here from Baby Shark. Gets on top of Joshua Cisneros, and that will be 2 points for Baby Shark. This might be the 2 points that wins him the match. It seems that the game has continued to evolve in a way where there's way less heel hook victories, and the heel hook is then countered from the Berimbolo or the twister hook back take, like I show in my instructional. But it's a really important transition to know and to understand, and it's also really effective as well. You know, it's interesting. The Berimbolo came to fame at a certain time around the Rafa Mendes and Guy Mendes area, where them and people from their camp really started making headway, being able to get the Berimbolo. And then it sort of died down, and the new thing was leg locks. And the popularity of leg locks came back into the current meta game, or the current thing that's working that people don't know how to defend. And there's really been a merging of the two meta games that have come through jiu-jitsu over the years, where people started to evolve the Berimbolo game to attack it in many different ways, not with just leg locks, but with other positions as well. So you see this idea of this like constant evolution and how the Berimbolo evolves with the leg lock game. So that has been an interesting thing to watch in the realm of jiu-jitsu. And, you know, if you don't know how to take the back off of a leg lock attempt, that's not good, especially in these in the higher profile tournaments. So Diego Reese is ahead 2-0 on the scorecards here with 1 minute and 10 seconds left from a beautiful double leg. And they're both trying to fight here in the standing position. Another thing that I've seen in the standing position is in ADCC's past, you know, it's been 3 years since the last ADCC, so there's been a lot of evolution in the stand-up game as well, where before you'd have wrestlers, you'd have guys that were judo players, guys that were really good in the standing position, and you'd have primarily just like a wrestler in ADCC. Wow, crazy takedown scramble there with the last 10 seconds left in this match. But to really have a takedown style that encompasses the aspects of jiu-jitsu where submission holds are a major factor has been something that I feel has been updated and improved upon in the grappling world. Also, it's really not enough. Diego Reese will win this this semifinal match here, and he will move on to the finals. But a more jiu-jitsu oriented, submission based takedown game has come into play here in this latest ADCC. And I think gone are the days where you could just have a really good wrestler come in and do a lot of damage with his takedown ability. You really need to be a well-rounded grappler, and you need to know jiu-jitsu to even have a chance at ADCC. So that match is decided, and Baby Shark will be going on to the finals, and Diego Patel Oliveira versus Gabriel Souza is still going on the other match to decide who goes into the finals as well. All right. So before you would see, guys come out in this long singlet and they were wrestlers, and you really just don't see that anymore in the modern day of ADCC. Also, like the amount of matches that have been like just collar ties the whole time and just nonsense in the standing position has greatly and dramatically decreased. I think jiu-jitsu guys' standing position knowledge is increasing, and the ability to take people down has increased as well. They are really to add more purpose and understanding to the ways that you're able to grip and to collar tie, while also being able to understand the aspect of submissions while you are doing standing grappling, where a martial art like wrestling really just doesn't have that same ability. We got 1 minute 48 seconds left. Oh, this is the overtime round. I was not aware. I guess that makes sense because they probably started the rounds at the same time with the other match. One minute 17 seconds left. They are near the edge of the mat, so they will reset in the center. What else? I had a couple more observations. Well, I think there is a heavier emphasis being put on passing the guard. I think passing the guard going into the mount position is way more valuable nowadays. People are understanding how to attack from the mount in a better way, where in a gi context where you have the collar, you have such an ability to grab, pull, and manipulate the collar. And in a no gi context, you don't have that same ability. So you need to refine your mount for no gi practices. And that's something that really hadn't been a part of the game until recently. And you see people passing the guard and going to mount more in this tournament as well. And man, I can't think of. Maybe I saw a couple heel hooks. A couple heel hooks happened, but it's definitely not as many as it used to be, and things have definitely changed. Both guys get up with a score of 0-0 and raise their arms in the air, trying to convince people that they won. And let's see who will be joining Baby Shark in the finals. It looks like that'll be Gabriel Souza, who will be joining Baby Shark in the finals of the 66 kilograms. All right, well, that just about does it for the semifinals. Thank you guys so much for staying with me, and I will be back to break down the finals match and the super fight of Gordon Ryan versus Andre Galvao. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I really appreciate it. Have a great day, guys.